I had a DUI back in 2005. And at that time, I wasn't thinking. I was trying to see how can I probably can see someone to try to see about getting a driver's permit, for work, because a lot of jobs that I apply for, they need a license and stuff like that. And I was trying to see, can I get some kind of way I can get a work permit, a driving permit.
Do they need an attorney for that type of service, Jim?
Well, probably at this point, I would think he could just get his license back rather than a limited work permit, wouldn't you think?
That's what my gut's telling me, is just try to reinstate.
2005.
That's right. Typically speaking, with a DUI, your license is suspended for a year on the first DUI, subject to early reinstatement, subject to a work permit. But that's 06, that's not 2016. So we're so far past that. At this point in time, I would just treat it as over and done with. Go on to the DDS and see if you can just reinstate a license.
Yeah.
All right, and we've got one last caller. We've got Josh from Atlanta. Hi, Josh.
Hi.
What's your question for us tonight?
How long do you get your license suspended for getting DUI?
We just hit on that just a little bit, and that's a really good question and one I get regularly. It depends on which DUI it is. If it's a first DUI, if you're over 21 or under 21, all that matters. But let's assume it's a person who's over 21 years old. It's a first DUI. It's a 1-year license suspension, subject to early reinstatement at 120 days, depending, and then also a work permit right out the gate. There's two types of the suspensions. There's one that comes at the end upon a conviction, but there's also one that comes after what's known as a Form 1205, and that is where an officer petitions the Department of Driver Services to administratively suspend your license while your case is going on. So your license may actually be suspended earlier than you think it is, and it's a real regularity that folks come in and talk to me, and we pull up the DDS's license check, and it's suspended. They didn't even know it. So you have to be kind of cognizant that that's out there.
Right.
The more DUIs that you have, the worse it is and the longer it gets. So if you end up with 3 and 5, you may be in that habitual violator category. But the DDS only looks back 5 years, whereas the criminal justice system looks back 10 years. So.